Alright, so I just got back from watching Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, and let me just say, this is a very interesting movie. If you're expecting something a bit serious, this isn't going to be that kind of movie, and you're probably not going to enjoy it that much, but I really enjoyed it. This movie was like kind of going in the same direction that the Fast and the Furious is going, or even like Transformers, because they start off super serious, and then later on, as they start to get more popular and stuff, they just started changing everything. So that's exactly what they do in this movie, and it actually works very well for it. There's only one part in the movie that I felt kind of dragged a little bit more, but it wasn't boring, but it was just very informative, and some people weren't really paying that much attention, but I like that kind of things in movies because, I'll be honest with you, this movie has action all throughout except for that one section, and when, you're making movies and stuff, you need breaks, and that's exactly what they give you. So you have Godzilla, who's above ground, he's taking care of all of the titans up there, and then you have Kong, who's below ground, he's taking care of things down on Hollow Earth, and let me just say, Godzilla is throwing hands the entire movie. Kong, on the other hand, he's doing some stuff, but he's getting beat up for a half of the movie, and it's kind of the same way of how it was with the Godzilla versus Kong movie. Kong always needs help. Godzilla is able to hold his own throughout the majority of the movie, whereas Kong constantly needs the help from the humans. So it's just proving that, as far as Titans go, Godzilla is a way better Titan than Kong is. But both Godzilla and Kong go through this really cool, like transformation. Well, I guess Kong's really isn't a transformation. His is like, again, he got help from, us humans. So his really isn't a transformation, but Godzilla goes through a really cool transformation because throughout the movie, Godzilla's trying to, power up so he can prepare for this big fight that he's starting to sense. Whereas Kong, he gets help from the humans. As you can see in the trailers, they give him a really cool gauntlet. It's not really like him leveling up on his own, but more so other people helping him, like in the other movies, He was losing a lot in the last movie, and he ended up having to get help with an axe. And, like, I'm not saying that Kong is weak, but as far as being compared to Godzilla, Godzilla doesn't need help from the humans. I don't even think he wants help from the humans. And Kong is like constantly getting that help. Now, this movie does something really interesting, and at first I thought it was going to be a problem, and they start to make you focus a bit more on the humans. And, like I said in my last Godzilla review, Legendary Pictures doesn't really do that good of a job of making you care for the humans. They make them kind of boring, unnecessary. You kind of like want to get back to the fights, and this movie, is flipping back and forth between Godzilla, Kong, Simu, Scar. They're going back and forth between all of them, but surprisingly, I started to care a bit more for the humans. And I think that's partially because they got rid of a particular person that I was hoping wasn't in this movie, and it is Millie Bobby Brown's character, because I hated her in every single Godzilla movie, and I'm glad she's out of it. I also wasn't expecting to see any kind of surprises in this movie because I kind of figured they showed a bit too much in the trailer, but surprisingly, there's one little thing in there that I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. Like I said, this movie is very action-packed. The first act starts off very strong. Then you get your second act where they start to like try and slow things down, make you catch up because, like they're constantly fighting. So they have to have that moment in there. Then you get to your third act where things kick back up even more, and it's like times 10. I really enjoyed the last half, but like I said, they're not taking anything serious at this point. You got all these titans floating up, throwing punches. Godzilla's body slamming people. He's, throwing people, kicking people. It's ridiculous, and I'm loving it. I'm like, okay, this is a really cool, funny, actiony Godzilla Kong movie. And that's what most people want. We want to see Titans going at it. We don't care about the humans, even though, yes, they're helping telling the story and helping it, push forward. But this movie does a way better job than the last one. And I'm not talking about -1 because -1 I still think is the best Godzilla movie or like the best Titan movie. But this one is kind of close up there. The critics don't really like this one that much, but who cares? Critics are kind of whatever at this point. It's more about how the fans are reacting to things, and just regular people, we're loving it. As you can see from all the reviews and everything, it's been getting some positive reviews from us. I think my only like serious negative with this movie isn't really that big of a deal if you're not a fan of Godzilla, but they changed something with a particular Titan that I didn't really like that much, but I just was like, okay, at this point, I'm just in it for the ride. And this is one of those movies where you're going to have to cut your brain off for it, because when I tell you it's like, the way that they're doing Fast and Furious or the way that they're doing the new Transformers movies, that's exactly what this is. So did you guys end up going to see this movie, or are you guys planning to watch this movie? If you are, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the movie, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and please hit the notification bell so you know each time I upload a new video.